Welcome back to another episode of Playing Every Golf Course in Essex. And today we're heading back to Three Rivers Golf and Country Club. You might remember episode 24 earlier in the series where I played the King's Course, their big championship layout that I was a huge fan of, but this time we're taking on its sibling, the Jubilee Course. And of course, you know the drill, ladies and gents, fry up first. Honestly, it was even better than last time. Piping hot, proper portions, exactly the sort of feel you need for your round of golf. The Jubilee is a very different beast to the King's Course. The course itself is a par 68 that measures only around 4,400 yards from the back tees, and it consists entirely of par 3s and par 4s. Now, on paper, you might think short and scoreable, but don't let the yardage fool you. With swirling winds, which we definitely had on the day, it can play a lot longer and a lot trickier than you'd expect. Condition-wise, I'll be honest, it wasn't quite up to the level of the King's Course, which is definitely a must-play if you're visiting Three Rivers or anywhere near Cold Norton. But look, I played the Jubilee at a time when rain was as rare as a bar decision everyone actually agreed on, so the course had dried up a little bit too much. And funny enough, those dry conditions actually make courses like this tougher to play. The bounces can get exaggerated, and suddenly a decent shot ends up in some deep, dark places if luck isn't on your side. With the bit of rain we started to see recently, though, I'd expect this place to green up nicely. The putting surfaces themselves were decent, a touch dry around the edges, but they rolled well and were perfectly playable. In fact, the shapes and size of the greens felt more like what I'd expect to find on the King's Course, which was a pleasant surprise. What stood out to me was the variety. Some of the short par 4s tempt you to pull the driver out and go for broke, while others demand strategy and placement. The par 3s are full of character too. Some require precision, others test your distance control. And if you find the wrong side of the green, par suddenly feels like a win. For me, the back nine really came alive. The wind made the short holes much more of a test, and you had to be smart about shot selection. A couple of holes gave me real chances at birdie dances, but others had me scrambling just to keep bogey off the carb. That balance keeps the round interesting all the way through. I think the Jubilee is a cracking option whether you're newer to the game or looking to sharpen up your iron play and course management. And look, and with Dunton Hills now sadly closed, I'd say the Jubilee is more than a viable alternative for new and beginner golfers to come and test their game at really reasonable prices. Around here it can cost anywhere between £27.50 at peak weekend times, all the way down to as little as 15 quid for a twilight, which feels like a proper bargain, and not too long and not too easy. It's got that sweet spot that makes it both fun and challenging. Play alongside the King's Course and you get two completely different golfing experiences in the same place. I finished off with a round of 75, which honestly could have been a lot higher if I hadn't gone one under through the last 4 holes. And I'll definitely be back to see if I can shoot something lower. And look, and a big thanks to the amazing staff, Matt and Sally, who helped organise the day. It was always a pleasure coming here, and Three Rivers is without doubt one of my favourite stops of this series. That's it for the Jubilee Course, but let me know in the comments if you've played the Jubilee at Three Rivers before. And as always, let me know in the comments where you want to see me play next. I'll see you soon.